when they do, it always coming late. Why don't you admit all you couldn't operate? Investors' confidence, that was on a low. But who could blame them? All you didn't know head from toe. In almost 5 years, not one capital project. Construction was dead. Now you're talking about just like if you forget.
Mr. Gilani, can you come to the DJ booth, please?
We can go back there no more. Not saying we reach, but we on that path. So let's keep moving. With NNP, there is no turning back. Let the truth be told, one just can't ignore. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give me the knock now. Moving. Yes, we moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Public servant salary.
Good evening. I'm fine, all the others answer so. NNP! Oh, well, I just call all your name. All you there? All you good? All right. Well, we in River Sallee, St. Patrick's East. Yeah, and I hear the drum rolling and it sound like Northeast. Anyway, in everything that we do in our party, we'll always like to put things in its right perspective. So we say God first, country second, party, and then all of us. I just want an indication from the gentleman that's streaming if we are ready to go. He give me the okay. So friends, we are about to start, and I will call on our dear sister, Lynette John, to come and acknowledge God's presence among us. I know she's close by. I saw her just a moment ago. Oh, she's coming, she's coming, she's coming. And of course, our next sister, Suzanne, I hope you're close by, because that prayers will be followed by the national anthem. Sister Lynette.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Let us reverence the Lord by standing so we can pray. Almighty and ever-loving Savior, Master Divine, Redeemer, Lord and King, we come before you, dear Lord, on this occasion, giving thanks and giving praise for your blessings upon us. We thank you, Lord, for what you have done for us, what you are still doing, and we also thank you for what you will do, because we know you are faithful and your word stands sure. Lord, we ask you as we come this evening to bless us all those who have come here to this meeting, dear Lord. We pray that you would bless us, you would guide and protect us. Those on the head table, Lord, I pray for them in a very special way, asking you, Lord, to lead them into all their deliberations and into all that will be said. We thank you and we praise you, dear Lord. We ask you even, Lord, to bless those who are not here, but who are following us on whatever media. We ask you, Lord, to bless them and take care of all of us. Bless the political leader in a very special way, who I presume is on his way. I pray that you would guide him here safely and guide him throughout his days. Bless us, guide us, and take care of us throughout this whole session. We pray and ask these mercies through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you very much, Sister Lynette. Acknowledging, please, let's keep standing because we have to pay homage and give honor to our country as Sister Wildman Susan comes to lead us as we join with her to do the national anthem and then the party song.
Good night, everyone. Hail, Creator, land of us, we pledge ourselves to thee. Heads, hearts, and hands in unity to reach our destiny. Ever conscious of God, being proud of a heritage, may we with faith and courage aspire, build, advance as one people, one family. God bless our nation.
As we get some more assistance for the party song, let's do it.
Oh, you can count on me, working for my party, faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the end. And one more time, oh, you can count on me, working for my party, faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP.
We thank our dear sister Julie for leading us with the party song. There is some music that should accompany it, but we are having some little technical challenges to bring the music to it. Nevertheless, we need to move on. Pretty soon, we'll have a full contingent on stage, many speakers with a lot to say. So at this time, I'm calling on Mr. Deron John, or Alexis, sorry. Why everybody knows should be John. He is coming to give a welcome and a few brief remarks on behalf of his constituency.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. With protocol already been established, I'd like to recognize Honorable Clarice Modest Cohen, Honorable Mrs. Lewis, and our political lead, Bertrand John. It is a true honor to stand before you tonight as a youth representative for St. Patrick's East constituency. This is a heartfelt welcome on the behalf of ourselves and our political lead, welcoming each and every one of you to our zonal meeting tonight. In addition, I want to assure each and every one of you that the new national party is committed in serving Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. We are working hard, and not only to make your voice heard, but we are working hard to return in office so that we can better serve this tri-island state. Few words of hope. We are not discouraged. The NNP remain focused on your needs and aspirations. Even in opposition, we are prepared to force ahead for you, the people of Grenada, Carrico, and Pitimatnik. We are working for you behind the scenes tirelessly, not only for you, but our future generation of this country and to come. Stay engaged, stay hopeful. The best is yet to come. Team NNP is under the rescue mission to save Grenada, Carrico, and Pitimatnik. To you, the people of St. Patrick's East, the future is bright with a new national party. We are committed in making it happen for you, each and every one of you Grenadian and in the diaspora for the new national party. May God bless NNP. May God bless Grenada, Carrico, and Pitimatnik. May God bless you, the people of St. Patrick's East. I thank you.
That was Mr. Alexis welcoming you and making his brief remarks. So we're moving. Our other song earlier on, Sheldon, that singing. We're moving. Yes? And we're moving in this meeting as well. There are so many things that we have to talk about. But as we go through, you will hear them, you know. You will hear them. Like all kind of deals secretly. Man living to go in one country and ending up in the next. We don't know. But anyway, we got to move. We have a brother here with us. Family to St. Patrick's East. He's from St. Patrick's West. And so he must get an opportunity to bring some greetings at least. And tell you in the East how the West feel. And how together all you would work to make sure they pay back what they borrowed last election. Put your hands together and welcome Brother Victor Philip.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and good night. I'm happy to see the crowds that we're having, despite, you know, I find it funny that I'm coming inside here and I have to sign my name. But we don't worry that. You see, these are the things that we have to change. These are the things we have to talk about and to make sure that people understand that people have a right in this country. Well, first of all, I have to also say good night to my colleague, Brother Bochan. And as I said before in Tivoli, that we are committed as a team, both East and West. Yes, we have an electoral boundary, but we had planned to forego the electoral boundary until election day. And that we're going to work together because everybody from St. Patrick East and West are actually related and our friends, and we are neighbors. So we have, and we share the same problems. And that problem, as you know, it is the ruling party, how they do things. So as Brother Bola said, they borrow, we borrow them something, so we have to work together to take it back and to make sure that we can benefit the people of our constituency and Grenada on a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stand here, I would like to talk about something because a lot has been said during the campaign, especially to hold the rein and to give and to share a change. They asked for people to give them a chance that they could show change, and also that they can show transformation to transform the place. I could remember in St. Patrick's when we have even pastors coming out and having demonstration on the devastation of the breakwater, what he had done, you know, in the bottom of Sotez. We all have to accept the fact that yes, in as much as some damages had been done down there, what had happened, according to the engineers from Jamaica who had came, they said it was a good thought, but the only problem is that they needed to put some hole in so that the tide would not go down and come up and bring up the sand. But I'm saying that to say, they had marched. They had called on Dr. Keith. They had called on Senator Cox and everybody, and Mr. Boson, and even me. I get some last year, that to fix down there Well, how much years going yet and I can't see nothing happening? But it's getting worse. I did what I could to assist individuals and was trying to do the rest, but we didn't get the time. So I'm letting you know that we have to hold them accountable for the things that they fight against and say they will change and they're not doing it. But by making plenty noise would not do that. You know how we're going to do that? By we making sure that we go out and do what we have to do. As Brother Bola always keep reminding us that we have to parole the electoral list. Make sure that people who are turning 18 or young ones and others that are fed up now and they want to come across, work with them. Please remember, this is a numbers game. And we have, once you show love, you would get reaction. You will get good reaction. So I'm asking you all to please do that. Let us be united, one as a team, as NNP. We would have differences, but let us unite because we have one thing we're aiming at, and that is to rescue Grenada. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just saying welcome to everyone that is here, and I'm thanking everyone for being here. But let us do the work because we have, as a party, we have one thing to do, and that is what? To rescue Grenada. Good night and thank you.
Brother Victor Philip. How we don't call him? Bello. You know that name? You like that name? Yeah, it means a good man, eh? Bello, bello, bello. We have to rescue Grenada. And for that to happen, we must do it together. Yes, we have to work together. Well, we have another gentleman among us. You ain't seen him, but I seen him. He there among us. He want to give a little greeting too. He's from this place. Yeah, he tell me, what happened to you, Bola, my navel stringberry? Right here, you know. Right here. Brother Toussaint, he's been in the U.S., and so he wants to spend only a couple minutes to tell you a few things, maybe how we feel and what he thinks we should be doing to ensure that we could rescue Grenada. Put your hands together for Brother Toussaint coming all the way out of New York.
Good night, good night, good night. Good night to everyone. I'm so happy to see so many faces here. NNPites, let us say yeah, yeah. NNPites. Oh God, I like to hear that. All the doing thing, keep it up. I just want to bring you guys, oh sorry, my bad. Without recognizing the head table. I'm a little bit excited when I come home and I see an MP jive like this. I know we're going to the right places. So let me officially start. Our head table, let me try to remember the names. Sister Kate, Sister Modeste, Brother Bello, and Brother BJ, and Brother Bola. And to NNPites again, good night. Good night. I just want to say, I bring you guys greetings and a hearty fellowship from the New York chapter. As trustee on the executive of the New York chapter, I want to say to you guys that our hearts and soul is always with you guys. We always, whenever you're in pain, we feel that pain. So I want to say to you tonight, hold the strain. Don't give up. When they think it's you alone that fighting, you got backup. So let them know it's not only you that fighting, because we fighting for you too. Even though we're not here in the physical, but we're doing what we're supposed to be doing behind the scene. So NNPites, let us stay together. Let us always look out for each other, because that's the only way we're going to be successful. Thank you very much.
That was our brother from the New York chapter. Yeah, they're not here in Grenada, but they're with us. In spirit, in prayer, and in some other ways that I ain't going to tell you about because we just get little support here and there, but we will keep that inside the family, yeah? Family business. Yeah, we ain't bringing it out. And you know, some of us have that bad habit, you know. When a little thing happens in the family, we want to bring it out in the public for everybody. Let's keep family business among family. Yeah? We know we had to try to do things right. We had to help one another. We had to talk to each other too. Because sometimes we see a brethren or a sister doing something that we know is going to hurt the party. We have a responsibility to hold their hand, speak to them quietly, let them know what they're doing is not maybe the proper thing to do at that time. Because it's only together we can strengthen the bond that will bring us victory. Yeah? About this time, I want to bring you someone who knows about victory. Someone that has gotten accustomed to victory. Yeah? A person that knows how to fight for victory. And she's going to talk to us for a while to tell us what we have been doing as a party, as a government, and what we will continue to do when we are victorious in the next round, because we would have done the work that brings us there. Let's put our hands together for our youthful member of parliament, Sister Kate Skeeter Lewis.
NNPites! All wake up, NNPites! One more time, NNPites! Thank you, thank you. Thank you, our chairman, Brother Bola, who is our general secretary, and of course, other members on the head table, my colleague, Sister Dr. Modeste, Brother Bello, and Brother BJ. And I love to say to you, our supporters, NNPites, St. Andrew Northeast, and we are in St. Patrick's East tonight. Brothers and sisters, I have to ask you a question. 2.5 years later, are you better off than before 2022? You are worse off. And your answer here tonight reflects the general situation in our country. Because we have a government in office. We have a government in office that does not understand and does not care about the people of our country. Okay? If we only look at some of the policies and the programs, it is not doing anything to empower the people of our country, but instead they are empowering themselves and transforming their pockets. But we are saying this is a total no-no, and our people have to stand up against it. And that is why the new National Party will rescue the people of this country. Let us look at some of the issues affecting our young people. I am very passionate about the young people of our country. I spend a lot of my time with young people. And when you listen to them, they will tell you things are much difficult for them because the opportunities that they had before have disappeared. Opportunities for young people have disappeared. Coming from an election promise of transformation, of employment and sustainable development, these are not yet materialized for our young people. Instead, what have we seen? The programs that young people were engaged in, giving them opportunities to empower themselves, to upgrade their living standards and their status in life, has disappeared. 2.5 years, our young people were ignored by the current administration. Not one new program was implemented for them. And the programs that they met and heavily criticized were just there on life support. So less and less opportunities have been created for our young people. But we have been advocating, and we will continue to advocate for the rights of our young people because they deserve better. And what we are seeing now, that they have something called Youth Talk. After 2.5 years, you are ready to speak to the young people of our country? Well, our young people, they are not fooled by this. Because when we were in government, we were constantly speaking to our young people. We did not wait 2.5 years to call them to engage them. And this has only been done because we have been advocating for and on behalf of them. So what is happening? Nothing, no serious programs in place for the young people. So let's examine some of the things that they like to talk about that they check off in their they're ticking off in the book of accomplishments. They said $500 more to the Imani. Another misleading statement to our Imani. And they know, our Imanis know that. Because the majority of them were already receiving $1,200 and in some cases, $1,300. Those who were receiving less than that was because they did not meet a certain qualification. And they were given opportunities to increase their qualification by doing CVQ programs. And once it was successfully completed throughout their tenure, they were increasing in their stipend to $1,200. So to come and claim that as an achievement is a total misleading statement to the young people of this country. But don't worry, because they know how much they were receiving before. And you know, our young people thought they were getting $1,200 plus $500, you know. Some of them actually got it, but what happened 1 month later? They took it back. This is what they did to the young people. However, we know and we say to our young people, no amount of talk, no, will prevent them from supporting the new national party. Let's look at the failed policy of free tuition for all. A failed policy. When you are implementing a policy, it is important to look at the impact of that policy. And the policy should do better for our people, not worse. So they said they're putting free tuition for TAMCC and NULO. Another misleading statement, because free tuition is not $810. This is the TAMCC tuition. But based on the course you are doing, it will cost more. So that is not free totally, because parents have to put in some money. But let's imagine you remove the assistance for transportation. You remove the assistance for meals, and you said, we are paying your tuition. Do you know the level of TAMCC dropout at this time? It is very high, because even if you pay for me to attend school, and I don't have any means of getting there, I cannot attend. So this is why we are saying this policy has failed the young people of this country, those who are seeking to improve their education. Because if they are not employed anywhere, they would need transportation assistance. And that is why we in the new National Party provided assistance to those who need it. There are some people, based on their job titles and so, they're able to pay for their children. Why not allow them to pay, and those who can't afford, you give them the opportunity to attend and get access to their education. But our young people are paying attention. Those who had to join and eventually drop out. This is not sitting well with them. We are calling on this government, this current administration, to relook this policy and give every student full access to the education. If you cannot afford transportation, please assist the students. Those who can't afford the meals, please assist them. Because the new National Party did it before, and we will do it again when we get back in office. Let us look at the crime situation amongst our young people. About what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, another one stabbed to death, one in town, another one in Grenville. Isn't it very sad that our young people are victims of crimes, and in some cases they are even the perpetrators? Young people is not choosing crime, you know. But when there are lack of opportunities for our young people to be engaged, then crime finds its place. And we know the crime rate is too high in our country at this time. And this is because of a failed government not putting in place enough opportunities to engage and keep our young people busy. Ask yourself, have you seen any new employment opportunities created for our citizens, be it young people, middle-aged? Have you seen any? They continue to ride on the backs, the hard work of the new National Party. The hard work, all of the projects, the programs that we worked so hard to get underway, this is what keeping the government running today. But they came in pretending to be bright, pretending that they can transform. We are still waiting on that transformation that they campaigned on. But we will not see it, because the only party that truly understands transformation is the new National Party. The new National Party throughout its years has transformed the lives of Grenadians and Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Last night I was speaking to a few young people, and they were asking me, in what ways did the new National Party transform Grenada? I said I'll list a few for you. So I'm going to list a few here tonight. I said, when you can take a country out of darkness and bring it to 95% electrification, that is transformation. And that happened under the new National Party. I said, growing up in secondary school, when we had our athletics games, we were in the Queen's Park, a pavilion, broken down, a pasture. Today we have 2 athletic stadiums. Athletic and a cricket stadium, 2 stadiums. That is transformation. You remember the days we were not able to contact our families overseas because internet and Wi-Fi was not readily available? When we move from that to everybody walking and chatting on their phone because we have telecommunication improvement, throughout the length and breadth of our country. This is true transformation. And I can go on and on. We had different ministries all over the place in broken down buildings. Today, we have a ministerial complex. True transformation under the new National Party. The list can go on because we did not have a bus terminal. We had bus stops all over the place. Today we can go one place, a central location, and get our buses. Transformation under the new National Party. So when they say NNP and do nothing, we need to stand up and put them in their place. Put them in their place. And we can speak about housing. You know, there is something called Project 500. I laugh, you know. I laugh and I'm laughing a lot because this current administration believe that they can continue to mislead our people. Just drive through Dunfermline. Dunfermline already has a housing scheme. Apartment buildings, individual homes, and it was under the Housing Authority. Still under the Housing Authority. There was a bundle package where homeowners or individuals would go to Housing Authority and organize to build their homes. You know, this is what they take and call in Project 500. This is the same thing, you know. But you know what they did? They put up two big billboards, so one as you enter and one to the side. These lands have been cleared by people who already bought the lands and waiting for Housing Authority to build for them. This is not Project 500. This is a program that has been going. As number 10. Ask number 10. She knows. She was in charge at the time. So tell them they fooled some people during the campaign, but they can never fool people again. We ain't going down so. And the people of Dunfermline knows. They knows what has been happening. Okay, so all the houses that have been built there before, that was Project 100, 200, 300, we reach 500 now then. They need to be more creative than that and stop taking the hard work of the new National Party, changing the names of programs and projects. They changed the bushy name to beautification. Well, you have more bush than ever before. They changed the bathroom and toilet program to wash. So transformation is changing names. People, we know better. Let's welcome Sister Evelyn Pear. We know better. And they go fool some of the people in the diaspora who is not on the ground and don't know what is happening. They think our two pictures could fool everybody. We seen with our own eyes. We don't want no AI pictures because we know better. We want real stuff. I'm actually angry about it, and the people in Dunfermline housing scheme, they are angry too. Because you can't take a project that has already been there, where houses have been built for people on a continuous basis, and put up billboards calling it Project 500. We have to call them out. If you want to say Project 500, find the lands, prepare the lands, and then start building. Do not take what you already meet there and add to it and call it your program, your project. It will not work. They didn't add to it. They don't add nothing. Oh yes, they added the name. A new name. Changing the name. We deserve better. And I want to say to you, the people who are here this evening, continue to stand firm with the new National Party. We will rescue Grenada. Times are hard now, but don't give up. The new National Party is there and will continue to be there for all of you, the people of our Tri-Island states. And you know, somebody asked me, what all you really want to rescue? I said to them, we will rescue the people from the lies and deception of this current administration. We will rescue our young people from the lack of opportunities to be engaged and to be empowered. We will rescue the people who cannot buy things in the supermarkets because the price is high, high, high. Do you know if you lose your NIS card now? Listen, listen. Okay, listen. Do you know if you lose your NIS card now, you have to pay $75 to get a new one? $75? So you moving from $0 to $75. Let's welcome our political leader. Dr. the Right Honorable.
Grenada, 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 Grenada. Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Grenada, what you say? Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank a bit of cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Palaco to Calvary, he took the walk for you and me. Then they nailed him to a tree. No, me can't sit down.
Thank you, thank you. And before I close, I just want to draw to your attention. I just want to draw to your attention how this current administration continue to make life hard for our people. And I was saying, if you lose your NIS card today, you have to pay $75. $75. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to pay anything for it, you know. But to move it from $0 to $75, that is a problem. And what happens if your water get disconnected? What happens if your water get disconnected? You have to pay over $270 plus the amount you are owing, moving it from $60. So we know that this current administration does not care about the people of this country. And that is why the new National Party will be right there, ready to rescue you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. I thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. I told you, youthful, powerful, know how to win. I tell you, don't interfere with the lady, you know. Because when she gets hot, my parliamentary representative don't make it no joke, you know. And where you see they're not treating the young people good there, well, now she, let me. No, I didn't say she bad. Don't say that. I never say that. All you like to say what all you want too much. But let me tell all you something. She talked about transformation, and she told you a lot of things. not only the improvement in the telecommunication sector, but it was Grenada who led the fight to liberalize the telecommunication sector. That is why today you can stay wherever you are in Grenada and call whoever you want, even in Timbuktu. Before, you had to pay what, $10 a minute? Yes. No, you ain't paying nothing. NNP, that's transformation. Yeah? But hear what? Only yesterday I was in a conversation with some people, and one senior man said to me, Mr. Bola, you know the map of Grenada changed. I said, but no, I didn't realize that. He said, yes. Dr. Mitchell transformed St. George's. He added to it. So we no longer 133 square miles. We are 143 now. Because he put cruise ship terminal, bus terminal, fishman. That is transformation. Physical, infrastructure. We have transformed and we will continue. Yes? So let's keep it alive. Let's keep it going. And let's keep the princesses and the queens flowing. So put your hands together now, my friends. I'm bringing to you another of our queen. She hails from St. Andrews. Yes, she's a star. She's an educator. Sister Emmeline Pierre, as she speaks to you now, my friend.
Thank you very much, Brother Bola. That one came by surprise there. Well, let me say a very warm good evening, good night to members of the head table, my distinguished colleagues and friends. I want to especially greet our political leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell, Sister Clarice Modest Cohen. I also recognize Sister Kate this evening, our brothers from the north, Brother Bello and Brother Bertrand Drawn. I greet all of you at the head table. Good night. But I want to say good night to you, the strong and solid supporters of the new National Party. NNPites! 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 I hear you. And there's so many people on the outside. Some people say the chair's too small. What's important, once they can hear, that's the most important thing. But tonight I want to greet you, and I want to say to you, there is just a feeling that you get. I don't know about you, you tell me. There is just a feeling that you get when NNP people come together. You just get that feeling? Yes, you just get a special feeling. And it does make you want to say, house, 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 house. Yeah, it's a special feeling you get. We want to greet all of those who are listening and viewing in TV land, in social media land, wherever they're viewing and listening this evening, whether they're NNP, any kind of P, any D, any C, whatever they are. We welcome Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique too. We welcome everybody viewing this evening. Brothers and sisters, we are at a very critical juncture in the history of our country. And not just the history of our country, but the history of our party. And if you are here this evening, if you are listening this evening, and you are a member or a supporter of the new National Party, I want to say to you that you have everything to be proud of, to be a member or supporter of this prestigious, noble institution, the new National Party. Our party, brothers and sisters, has done so much for this country, has served this country so well. And I can tell you, I feel proud, I feel honored to be a member of the new National Party. Brothers and sisters, no one could intimidate me about my support for NNP. Nobody. Nobody can make me feel
apologetic for supporting the NNP. And all of my colleagues here feel the same way. You know why? Our party has been tried, our party has been tested, and our party has delivered years upon years, 40 years of existence and service to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Put your hands together for your party. Brothers and sisters, so very often we forget the tremendous contribution that this organization has made. So very often we allow people to confuse us about the contributions that we've made to this country's development. So when you hear some people make comments like, nothing has been done over the last X amount of years, NNP has done nothing for Grenada, there are people in this country who know that there is no organization that has served this country as the new national party has done over the years. And so tonight, and as we celebrate 40 years, I say to you, you have reasons to be proud of your party. You have reasons to be proud of the contributions, the sacrifices that we have made as a team in government, and you have made by putting us in government and supporting us throughout the way. Brothers and sisters, you deserve a round of applause. So when Brother Bola spoke about transformation, indeed, mention was made about the electrification program. But you know, sometimes we forget. And we forget what was done during the period that our party served this country. And it's important, not just because we're celebrating 40 years, but we need to remind ourselves over and over of what we have achieved and the difference we've made. So if you think back on the number of homes in this country where candles and masanto and other forms were used for students to study at night, you must remember the contribution of NNP. Brothers and sisters, when you think of the number of persons who had to go down to the standpipe every day, hundreds and thousands of people throughout this country now have pipe-borne water in their homes. Now that is what we mean when we say transformation. For some other people, transformation means planting flowers and painting bridges. Our political leader would tell you, and I heard him give the story, that he himself had to be going to get water, carry water to his home. The NNP has done us well in this country. Think back, brothers and sisters, over the last 30 years. Think back of our road network throughout this country. You must give credit where credit is due. I'm sure many of you here would recall the days when you had to walk with an extra pair of shoes in your bag. Brothers and sisters, NNP has done it for this country and has served this country well. I'm sure you remember when some cruise ships could not dock. You could remember those days when certain cruise ships could not come to this country. Brothers and sisters, a new cruise ship terminus transformation through the new national party. Brother Bola and Sister Kate, remember the days when you had to talk quick, quick, quick and hang up? Yes? Quick, quick, quick. I remember going down by the police station in Brush Grove to get a call on those booths where you have to dial. Yeah? Make a collect call. Brothers and sisters, those were the days when NNP came to the rescue of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And that is why we say we are always ready. and we are always ready to do what we have to do when we are called upon. Brothers and sisters, online payment, government services, NNP, transformation, technology. You cannot speak technology and think of another party in Grenada but the new National Party. We started the technological advancement in this country through the regional leadership of our own leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. You know, we take so many things for granted, brothers and sisters. And this evening I want to focus on this because as we celebrate 40 years, we ought not to forget where we came from. Because it would be difficult for us to define where we are going if we don't understand where we came from and where we are today. So when we jump up in the stadium, brothers and sisters, whether it's Independence Rally, whatever it is, inside of the stadium you have people shouting and saying NNP has done nothing. A cricket stadium, an athletic stadium, contribution to sports in Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, no one has done as the new National Party has done in the area of sports. Brothers and sisters, 600 housing units for the people of this country in collaboration with the People's Republic of China. Which other government can you point to that has made the significant contribution in housing as NNP has done? None. Not one. Brothers and sisters, youth development. We would take the whole night talking about youth initiatives that our administration would have implemented in this country. No other organization, no other party can take the kind of credit that NNP can take for youth development in this country. Brothers and sisters, if there's any party that could identify, as the Bible would have asked us to do, with the poor and the vulnerable, and to sacrifice and support and to look out for those who are vulnerable, it will be one party, and that will be NNP. So they vex with us. They don't like when we talk about support for people who need. So our safety net programs or programs for the poor and the vulnerable of this country, brothers and sisters, I say to you tonight, be proud. Don't be ashamed. Don't let anybody make you feel that you should not be proud of what your party has done for this country. But you know, and I feel a little bit emotional saying this one. Brothers and sisters, if you ask me, my own personal view, and I'm sure you would have yours, and I'm sure my colleagues have theirs. If you ask me to go back in the period of service of our party over the years to this country, and you ask me to identify the periods that you felt most proud of your party, I don't know what you're going to say. We may say different things. But you know what? When I think back of Hurricane Ivan, when I think back of Emily coming right after Ivan, and brothers and sisters on top of that having to deal with COVID-19, man, I tell you, I'm proud to be an NNP. Because I'm telling you, if we had to go through Ivan and COVID and Emily on the NDC, crapo, smoke, we pipe. And I am dead serious. I am dead serious. And I'm not saying this out of politics. I am saying this out of my simple observation of how NDC is dealing with burial. Man, I believe burial was a little test to check the competence, to check the capability, to check the resilience, to check the ability to respond. And if you ask me for my score, I would say they fail, fail, fail. And let me say why. And I'm saying this to say to you tonight, and I say to you, this is not political. This is about life and death. It's a very serious matter. Because you know what? God must have known why the entire Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique was not destroyed by Hurricane Beryl. God must have had a reason. Because I'm telling you what I am seeing, the only thing that I could say is thank God a small portion was destroyed. So the possibility of bouncing back is a little bit better. Brothers and sisters, when I look at what is happening in Carriacou since the passage of this hurricane, again I say cropper with a smoke we pipe if NDC had to deal with Hurricane Ivan or COVID-19. So while St. Vincent is announcing more than 1,000 houses repaired and built, Grenada cannot even count 50. You think these people would have been able to handle Ivan? And I say to you tonight on a very serious note, I'm not joking and this is not politics. I feel very emotional about this tonight. When we put people in office, we want to make sure that we have people that have the tenacity, that have the resilience, that have the competence to handle any kind of situation. Because you see, leadership is not just about nice talk and posing on TV and flying in helicopter. Leadership is a lot more. And leaders must be ready to face any kind of situation that they meet up. So that is why the wisdom of this leader here and Team NNP, that there was a reserve in the treasury of $500 million to deal with circumstances, and that is why we did not support to cut that reserve. Brothers and sisters, leadership is not just about nice words and posing, it is a lot more. So when you talk about management of an economy, when you talk about crisis management, when you talk about resilience, when you talk about building back better, there is only one party that you could credit for that, and that is the New National Party. So you ought not to be surprised. You ought not to be surprised that so many people, just 2 years after this administration has been in office, they say they want back the old driver. They want back the old team. They want back the people that know how to handle things and handle it well. But you know, it's not just reflective in crisis. And I believe one of the best ways to test a leader is give them a crisis and watch how they function. Man, if they're flying around in helicopter, you know something wrong. They should be on the ground. Brothers and sisters, no, this is serious. Research will show you this. You test the leader, give them a crisis and see how they function. You would conclude serious things. And we've concluded already. But I want to quickly just say to you, if it was just the crisis of the hurricane, then maybe we can say, okay, let's excuse them. But there's consistency, man. It's not just the hurricane. It is the economy and what's happening. It is the cost of living and what's happening. It is healthcare and what is happening. It's agriculture and what is happening. Brothers and sisters, it is everything, including education. So when you look at what is happening as it relates to the cost of food. Sister Kate said it, up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. And I love the song, you know. We're going higher. And I would hope that this was not meant to include things like cost of living. Because whether you're talking food, medication, water, electricity, brothers and sisters, it's up. And I found a quotation that I want to share with you this evening from the media review. And this is the government speaking. It says, despite measures implemented to curb food inflation, it remains high. So I pause. So this is telling me right there that the government is admitting that there is food inflation. That the government is admitting that something needs to be done. I continue. At an average rate of 3.6%, reflecting increases in food prices at supermarkets and local shops. Brothers and sisters, this is the media review, which means that since June, the government said this. My question tonight, and I heard Sister Kate start with a question, my question tonight is, what have you done since you said that you know that there is a serious rise in food prices in this country? Have you seen any serious measure? None. Supplementary budget? None. No serious measure. And that is why I always refer to cognitive empathy. You know, but you're not prepared to do something about it. So brothers and sisters, there are a few things I want to remind the government of, that I want to call on them this evening that they need to do. And this is serious because people are hurting. People are starving. People need support. We are doing all that we can do. Ask these people here the number of food hampers. People who don't normally require help are asking for help. We cannot do it on our own. The policies of the government needs to change so that this thing becomes easier to deal with. So let us leverage the consumer protection legislation. There are things government could do. Let us revisit the food basket. Whenever there is a crisis or issue, you see us go to Parliament revising the food basket where we exempt people from paying more on certain goods. Brothers and sisters, what about daily paid workers? People in the Bushing program, Bush High like that, but we would not give poor people a day work so the money could circulate in the communities. Brothers and sisters, what about the imposition of tax on things like sugar, levy on water, more charges on water? We are saying to government, deal with these matters so that the cost of food can go down. Remove it and remove it urgently. Brothers and sisters, we spoke about the need for NIS to have additional resources. But we also understood the plight of the people, and we understood the need to balance. And so, brothers and sisters, we delayed the increase in NIS contribution for workers, primarily because of the plight of the workers and ordinary people. We are saying to this government, review your actions in that regard and find other ways that you could help NIS, maybe through the millions that we are making from the CBI program. Brothers and sisters, when fuel costs was going up around the world, as a cabinet we said we must do something. And so our administration took several steps. You remember the cap on the gas that was removed? You remember the non-fuel tax of 25% that was reduced by the NNP administration? We are saying to this government simply this: there are things you can do to reduce the cost of living. Too many people are hurting. One ordinary person today showed me a light bill $459. Brothers and sisters, in the last week, the number of persons that have been disconnected, water and electricity, we are crying to the government to say, do something at a policy level to bring relief to the people of this country. Brothers and sisters, I close tonight by saying to you, if there is one thing that this NNP administration could have been credited for, I'll tell you what that one thing was when we were in government. Is that the NNP administration was known for listening to the voice of the people. So when the people cry, we answered. We took action to bring relief to our people. And so tonight I close by saying to the NDC administration, listen to the voice of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique. God bless you. God bless NNP. Long live the new national party.
Whoa. That was Comrade Emlyn. Long live the people of Grenada. Oh, Monsieur Dick Mitchell, what are you afraid of, Berlin? Trouble in Grenada, Moshe Deacon. Man start eating man. Oh, we coming. Mr. DJ, give us something.
Are you ready? Move it. Yes, we move it. Move it. And then yes, we move it. Move it. Yes, we move it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Old people, they say, back long time ago, if something can break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day, this I still maintain. This is why I say, Nazim never again. Everybody know, about 6 years ago, where this country were, we can go back there no more.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. I like it when he going the way he going. He going hot. Woman power. Transformation. Only NNP could have transformed a parliament to have so many women in it. Transformation. Well, we have already defined transformation. They just don't understand it. So we're going to keep it blazing. Yeah? She's a royal woman. Yes, they say the city where you can see the sunset. My friends, she will come and talk to you. She has the experience. She has the intestinal fortitude. She's been around for enough time to tell you what's good from what's bad. Put your hands together, River Sallee. Put your hands together. Let's invite Sister Clarice Mothers Cohen.
Thank you, Brother Bola. We always say that this is the best MC in the whole of the Caribbean and perhaps in the whole world. Give Brother Bola a round of applause. The best MC. Good night to everyone here and good night to those listening on whatever medium. Good night. I want to greet my colleagues at the head table. I want to single out the Mitchell of Transformation, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell and Mitchell, eh? I want to greet my sister Emmeline, my sister Kate, my little sisters, my two brothers, Brother BJ, Brother Victor, and of course, the big man. NNPites. NNPites. Good night. Brothers and sisters, after such eloquent presentations from my two sisters, I really wonder if I need to say anything, maybe the important Mitchell here, the Mitchell of transformation, should just come and close the rung. But I have just a couple things I want to speak about, and I want to try and keep it short. But recently, and I want to go back to what my sister spoke about, the concern, and she kept saying, do something. And we have to ask ourselves, in a time, compare the aftermath of burial and the aftermath of Ivan. We had no insurance money in Ivan. And so, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, he learned a lesson. And when this insurance opportunity of the CREF came about, he was one of the very first. Somebody say it took 15 years to do it. He was one of the first. And you know, the thing is, if I make a little mistake here, Dr. Mitchell might joke me and say, not 10 years, no, 5 years, not 15 years. But when you see the leader supporting the wrong things that are being said as though it was truth, we live in a very, very sad country where the leader can't lead. So, brothers and sisters, I bring up that because now we have gotten money from a number of sources. Some countries send money, we never hear how much it is, but they feel we don't have a right to hear. And then on top of that, $118 million. And $118 million, and as was said by my sisters, and as we know, not one house bill in Karakou. So we must ask where the money go. And if we say there might be corruption, we have a right because we're not seeing where the money is going. And there is a saying, if you walk like a duck and you quack like a duck, it's a duck. And the thing is, if you get money that belong to the people and we cannot see where the money is spending, we must talk the word corruption. But this is what I want to speak about. I saw a video saying that where the Prime Minister of this country, was saying that people talking about corruption, I don't know if it's NNP, I don't think he mentioned NNP, talking about corruption. But he went on to talk about years of corruption by various people and various governments over the years. And he said that the kind of corruption they did, these people and them should have dead already. That is the Prime Minister, and I have to talk about it. That is the Prime Minister of this country saying that people should be dead already. What that leave you to think? What is his plan? What is going on in his head? No, this is more than a little boy. This is dangerous. We need to see that as a threat. And I hope something can be done about it. When you say somebody doing thing and that person should be dead already, well, who will kill them? That means that there's a plan. But desperation. Desperate people do desperate things. And we must not take this for granted, brothers and sisters. So I had to bring a little bit of, you know, a little levelness to bring us down to a bit of sober thinking. What does that statement mean? And I believe he owes it to us. He never feels he owes us an explanation for anything. You take a plane and you jump there and you go there, you hear the nation, the country might be experiencing a hurricane, you just leave Grenada and you go and you stay away. And you have us waiting for a press conference. And when you come and they ask you, well, what you have to say to the people, why you weren't there? And he said, nothing. That is how he sees us in Grenada. And I hope those who have not learned it will learn it. But we have to ask the Prime Minister of this country, with all due respect, what he means by these people should be dead already. Brothers and sisters, so I leave that for us to ponder. And I just want to talk a little soberly on the issue of health. Because you cannot forget health. That is our wealth. That is what keeps us going. That is one of the most important things to us in this country, health. There are other important things, but health is important. So it's a word that's been going around lately that I've been hearing privatization and I've been hearing statutarization. I'm not sure which one, But lately I hear more statutarization, but knowing how this government operates, I wouldn't be surprised if they prioritize it. Just sell the hospital, sell all them clinics, and tell we people to make their own way with their health care. And he pretty much said we have to make our own way. So I just want to, in case some people don't know what statutarization is, I want to explain. Brothers and sisters, when you prioritize, you give it up completely. You sell it, and a company or an entity takes it over and manages it absolutely, however they want. When you statutarize, you give onto a board, a group of persons, the right to manage. So Nawasa is statutarized, Renlek is statutarized, Gravel and Concrete, and other entities in this country, they statutarize. So they can put the cost up, cost of their commodities, whatever they're providing. They can bring it down. They can hire. They can fire. They can do whatever they want. But government still has a say. But when I heard, and they pretty much do a good job, except that now people can't pay for water and people can't pay for electricity. And we expect some measures, but that is where government comes in. And that is what a statutory body is all about. It's not fully privatized, and government has a say. So all that Sister NNP has said, the government has the prerogative and the right to make an intervention and say, let's do something to ease the burden of the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So don't let them fool us. They have the right to do that. So now they're going, they say statutarizing. Brothers and sisters, and I heard our Prime Minister say that if they statutarize the hospital and the healthcare system, it's the same as Grenlek and Nawasa, and I beg to differ. Because Sister Pierre talked about how many people their electricity cut, how many of them die. I mean, they're inconvenienced and they have a problem, but they won't die from that. If you water cut, you go by the neighbor and you'll get a little water, you go in the river and you wash, and so on, you go in the sea and bathe. Brothers and sisters, I want to ask you, and I want you to think about that. If you cannot buy gravels or sand to build a wall house, you get a little board house, you do something, you make do. But I want to ask you, if you cannot buy the medication prescribed for you, what do you do? Where do you go? If you cannot buy that important antibiotic to kill whatever infection is going on in your body, where do you go? What do you do? And that is why some people are saying the government is responsible for the death of some people because it did not provide the right medication in the right time to save their life, brothers and sisters. This, our government, NNP, under the leadership of Dr. Keith Mitchell, he made sure that we paid the OECS PPS, those people who provided a lot of medication, so that we could save lives and keep our people healthy. And that we transformed the healthcare system by doing that and ensuring that we paid. Brothers and sisters, painkillers. All of us have gone through some pain. Sometimes you need just a little Panadol, sometimes you need something stronger. And if you don't have that, where do you go? What do you turn to? And if you, especially you do not have the money, what do you do? And sometimes you have the money, but it's not available in the private pharmacies. The government of the day, the other Mitchell government has a duty and an obligation to ensure that the people have a certain basic basket of medication and services to provide for you. You deserve it, brothers and sisters, and we must insist on it. So I ask other people, people overseas when things happen in the States and things, we try to follow them. So I say, well, what do they do for people who cannot afford in the States? Because I know they have private hospitals, and I don't know, maybe they have some state hospitals. But what do they do? And they told me, I want to look at it. In New Jersey, they have New Jersey Care for Children. So all children who are sick can access free health care. You hear about Medicaid for people with disabilities, people who cannot work. And they are taken care of under Medicaid, where they don't have to pay any money for medication and they have access to services. And all of us hear about Obamacare. The former president, he fought for that so that the poor people who could not afford in the United States have medication. And we did the same. We ensured that we paid the medication, brothers and sisters. We made sure that we paid staff on time so they were not as disgruntled as they are now. We made sure that we paid them on time so some of them will be encouraged to stay. What is this government doing for health care, brothers and sisters? What are they doing, brothers and sisters? And NNP government, our NNP government in office, we worked unceasingly to start NHI, National Health Insurance, so that those who could afford to pay will contribute and those who could not afford will benefit from it, so all of Grenadians would have access to health care. The first budget I heard the Prime Minister speak, our beloved Prime Minister, he spoke about national health insurance. Now you don't hear nothing about it again. He gone silent on it. But a lot of work was done by competent people. And I want to say to the Prime Minister and the government of the day, they need to look at, if they don't want to call it national health insurance, because everything we do, they change the name. They could change the name. That's their rights to do it. But make sure that poor people and people who maybe not so poor, but have a lot to spend for health care, that they have access to health care. It is a right of a human being, and it is the right of every Grenadian, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. So brothers and sisters, I'm asking, what will poor people do? And sometimes it's not so much poor people alone. Sometimes according to the length of time you have a disease, according to the kind of medication and treatment you need, even if you had a little money in the bank, all could go in a short time. What will people, generally in Grenada, who need health care, what will they do? So I hear it's going to be from January. But staff, they said that the other dates came before, from next month, end of month. But now I hear from the 1st of January, we could have it. No general meeting with staff to explain and to hear their concerns. One or two strange-faced people came, and when I say strange-faced, I mean they're not known, unknown people then. They came into the hospital, they talked to one or two staff, but they never engage everybody, so staff don't know what's going on, and maybe if they too cannot just come and ask a few questions and know what's going on in the hospital. So it is just because we are voicing your concerns and they know that the people are getting restless. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. Let us see what we could do. Statutarize and privatize. No plan. Just as how they don't plan for education. They don't plan for this. They take 17-year-old children, 16-year-old, and they say you have to go back for a year. When we ask them in Parliament, well, what is the plan? What you going to do? Up to now, 1 year later, not a plan for these young people, but you send them back to school. And that is the modus operandi. That is what they do all the time. And no explanation required. Brothers and sisters, are you hearing about the new hospital? I haven't heard a thing for a long time. Some big money spent to buy the land. Big money spent to buy the land. And we don't hear nothing again. Not a plan, not a meeting with the people, nothing, because of course the Prime Minister has nothing to say to us, to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So brothers and sisters, healthcare is in chaos. Healthcare is in shambles. Healthcare is in a very, very desperate situation. And our people are feeling it. And when our people hurt, we hurt too, brothers and sisters. And I want you to take that very seriously. It have some people, they call in on the radio, they don't have nothing to talk about, you know. They say, and telling the Prime Minister he's doing good. Well, why he don't fix the healthcare system? Why he don't do all of the things that were mentioned? Why isn't he transforming as he promised to do? And I want us to start speaking up a little more. The healthcare is at risk. Our doctors and our nurses continue to go away, brothers and sisters. Because if you do not have tools to work, then you really don't have a job. Where are you going? Nothing to work, and it is becoming embarrassing to them now. And so they have to look to go. I'm sure that a good percentage of these nurses and doctors who leave, if the conditions were better for them, they would have stayed and rally with the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So I want to compliment all of those healthcare people who are working hard. I want to encourage them to keep on keeping on for the sake of your nene, for your cousin, somebody, because you never know when somebody will get sick. For the sake of that little boy, that little girl, that elderly person, keep on in spite of what the government does. Hold on, because rescue is coming, brothers and sisters, and we will transform again the healthcare system for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. So, brothers and sisters, we are going to continue to be your voices. We are going to continue to agitate. But I think the government needs to have a little conscience, to give us a hearing, to give you a hearing, brothers and sisters, and to say it's time to do something to save our people, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters, I want to talk briefly about something with agriculture. And I don't want to say too much because I know Brother BJ will talk about it, but there's something that he might not have been privy to. We in Parliament get a document called the medium-term review. And the medium-term review said that crops like nutmeg and cocoa and other important income-generating crops, they're falling. The production is falling fast. Right? And then beryl come and beryl make it worse. Right? So you would think that a government who get a gift in their hand, this Mitchell gave them a gift of $118 million, brothers and sisters. You would think that knowing before they were on the decline already, since even cocoa and nutmeg afraid the present government. Since they come in, they start to decline. They're afraid them. So, brothers and sisters, the point is that I want to make. They are privy to the document. They laid that document in Parliament. You knew that it was happening before. You know it has gotten worse. They also said that about 80% of these crops have been destroyed. Up to now, a number of farmers have not gotten anything. And instead of that, they hold a ceremony for the few checks that they have to take the powers and make Papi show, to hand over 2 little checks. And they say that they want Farmers Appreciation Day. The appreciation that farmers want is to give them the money that belongs to them so that they can develop the land, brothers and sisters, and guarantee food security in our country. And the hurtful part is that some of the people who get the money, nothing happened to their land. And some of the people that the whole land destroyed, they don't get nothing yet. So I will not go much further, but I want to say that they know they have gone around, they have the debt. All they need to do is to give the money to the farmers. Don't give them half, because the total amount that you said you would give is not enough. What you give them have to do? And 80% of the country is destroyed. So I just wanted to mention these statistics, because I know my brother is going to come with a lot of what is happening on the ground. But I just want to say to our Prime Minister, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, enough is enough. He needs to listen to the people. He needs to stop using words that could be threatening, regardless to who he might want to threaten. Listen to the people and transform Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Thank you.
Let's hear it for Sister Modeste. Nutmeg and cocoa, decline. But while she was speaking, somebody telling me through the window, she making a mistake. It's not Mitchell and Mitchell. It's Mitchell and Michelle. I don't know. So I just saying, giving you the correction, what the person tell me in the window. So don't expect Michelle to do what Mitchell could do. So it's a difference. Anyway, we're moving on. See me, I don't like melee and confusion. You know, I'm only saying what the people say. I'm the people's spokesman. So we're moving on. The time running. We have to get things going. Agriculture. Agriculture. When Sister Pierre was talking, she said, what happening in agriculture? What happening in education? She's supposed to say, what's not happening? Because nothing happening. But anyway, there's a man who won't tell you about it. Because they say, the money come from the insurance. It gone in the treasury. Probably it have ants in the treasury. So that's why we don't know about the money. Yeah, so anyway, we're going here. So, St. Patrick's, you ready? Yeah, he coming. He coming. He going to talk on agriculture and a couple other things. I don't know what he didn't tell me. But he is the present political leader for this constituency. So I want you to put your hands together as we welcome Mr. DJ with a little music, Brother Button.
I want to ball.
NNP! NNPites! I'm not hearing you. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's me, but I find I have to shout in this mic too much. I don't know if the mic is getting low. I guess the battery is running low. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, a pleasant good night. Love you as always and happy to see your faces. I want to recognize the head table, and I want to recognize a very special person. That in the name of Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell. Let's big him up. Let us big him up. Colleagues, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, just looking at your hopeful, beautiful faces, actually don't know what to say now. I am speechless. Plus, Mr. Bola would have done gross injustice to me by having these very powerful ladies speaking before me. What could I say again? Just say something. Well, let me tell you what I'm about to say. Before we came here this evening, there was PTA meeting, Parents and Teachers Association meeting. And they said, BJ, you know something? They have just make us sign a document that we're not able to attend political meeting and speak in political forum and X, Y, and Z. And you know something? They said, BJ, we will leave something in this school, inside this building, for Dr. Keith Mitchell. You have to look good to see it. So since I come inside here, actually was looking, and I can't find this thing. It's only a while ago, I realized they leave a lot of houses here, you know. Quite a lot of houses. If you look right here, you will see about 10 houses here. Got it right here. Cameraman, make sure you get it. About 10 houses. They say the house is getting too small, they need a bigger house. Yeah, this one here. They build one like a church too, you know. Brothers and sisters, I want to talk to you very solemnly tonight for a few minutes. We are running late already. Actually, they only told us that we can use the place from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We're way past that. I want to let you know that I am taking a leap of faith to serve the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Particularly those in St. Patrick's East. Colleagues, I'm standing here, brothers and sisters, I'm standing here because I've put aside my personal preferences for you. I am doing this for you. I want to talk to you about 3 very pertinent, simple issues tonight. They're all based on one very simple aspect. And I'm not here to criticize any government or anyone tonight. However, I want to challenge the current juice. Yeah, I think we are back up and running again. Yes, colleagues, brothers and sisters, I want to talk to you on 3 pertinent issues. The first one is how insensitive this current administration is. Let me tell you something. And I want you to just follow me here because we're not on no hype tonight. We just need to deal with a few important issues. Which normal person, which normal group of people that going to look at the elderly, the needy, the vulnerable, and the poor in our country and take $150 away from them? Which normal person that going to do that? Somebody need to tell me. Ladies and gentlemen, we are dealing with some very insensitive people in our country. And let's face it, brothers and sisters, our rescue team is sitting right here. Our rescue team. The people who, you know, ladies and gentlemen, build our school, they clean the sides of our road, you know, they work on our estate. How comes we can, you know, what get in our head that we can take $150 away from them? I wonder if these guys them understand what is the cost of living in Grenada. I'm not sure, because that's not the work of normal people. That's the work, all right, from the pit of hell, and we need to correct that. We need to correct that. We need to let this administration know in no uncertain terms that they cross line, and we're not leaving this one unchecked. Ladies and gentlemen, the second issue, brothers and sisters, that I want to talk to you about is how they are dealing with our farmers in Grenada. This kind of disrespectful behavior, we're not going to tolerate it. Next election, we're going to vote those people out and put the appropriate people there to handle our agriculture sector. There is no two ways about that. Next election, we're getting these people out so we could have true and genuine transformation in our agriculture sector. You have Hurricane Beryl that damaged not the entire country, but more the northern part and Carriacou. You promised to assist the farmers. 4 months after the hurricane, you can't come up with the money. And you got $118 million. Aren't you something not right with those people? Ladies and gentlemen, there is something that you call a kleptocracy. That's what we have running our country. And let me explain to you. A kleptocracy is a group of people who come together to rob the country of its resources. That's what's happening. And I am saying that as far as I'm concerned, as far as the people of Grenada is concerned, I don't know how long we're going to tolerate that kind of behavior. I don't know how long we're going to cope with that kind of behavior and attitude. Sister Emmeline and Sister Kate spoke about the high cost of living in our country. And I'm not sure if those folks understand what it is to go in the shop with $100. You know, the other day I go to the shop with $100. I buy 3 things and I paid. And the lady said, BJ, you owe me $15, you know. I didn't have more money, you know, to beg for like a credit. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the kind of things that we face on a daily basis. And these guys don't understand that, hang on, there are poor people in our country. While you are taking $150 from the poor, the ordinary people in our country, the vulnerable people in our country, you are increasing your pay by, what, $25,000? 100%, somebody tell me on the side here. Well, when you decide to do those kind of things, you don't expect people like me to sit quiet. Because, let me give you the reason. It is the people in my constituency that bring me up. Our parents didn't have much. And when I was passing, it was the people in these villages, it was the people in Rose Hill, it was the people in Sotes that see my mouth very white, my mouth lip, and say, BJ, look up at the food. Those are the people that grow me up. And today, I'm not going to sit idle and let a group of vultures is the right word, terrorize those people in not happening under my watch, in not happening once I have life. Ladies, the third point, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, the third point is to deal with the youths in our country. And I need to take a deep breath. How difficult it is to create opportunity for young people in our country. Sister Kate did it, and Sister Emmeline spearheaded it. So it's not like we are entering new territory. This is something we are accustomed doing. And I'm saying that, hang on, all is not lost. The young people need to listen, and those who are parents here, when you go home tonight, call the younger folks, put them sit down, and say, hang on, you know something? Tonight, we met the group of people who had transformed the young people's lives in Grenada. We have done it, and we will do it again. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, I will be short. I guess you get the gist where I'm coming from. I guess you get, what it is I'm telling you. But I cannot leave here without letting you know, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, that your only hope is the new national party. So when you hear those folks through the social media, bandits and old crooks, don't let them fool you. Don't let them cause you to be despondent. I just want you to know one thing. NNP is much stronger now than before. We are stronger now than before. And ladies and gentlemen, if they want to prove it, just call the election date. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
That was BJ for you from St. Patrick's East. Since I know BJ, I never see BJ mode white. BJ always eating good. But anyway, I learned something tonight. My friends, time moving, and we had to keep moving too. Yes, all you only watching all your time. Yeah? All you have all your big jersey, man, keep moving. NNP, we moving. Yes? So, as I always say to you, you come here, you get the message. You get new information. Don't keep it to yourself. Go back home, help spread it. Maybe some people might hear a little thing on the radio or watch something on YouTube, but maybe they didn't take it in all or take all of it in. So you continue to remind them, let's keep the work going. It's not enough to say, I was in the meeting when they said that. It is better to say, I helped spread that, and it brought us to victory. But anyway, my friends, there's a man in Grenada who have led a political organization for many years. I don't even know the man's name, but what I do know is that he has led his party through 8 elections. He has brought victory to them 5 times. And from that 5 times, he has won all 15 seats in the parliament 3 times. So, happy am I, proud am I, to bring to you, put your hands together, Mr. DJ, we want you. Doctor.
Somebody wave your hands and give me praise. Say, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. No, me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down. But I know what you say. Me can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. Me can't sit down.
You can't sit down, sit down. Thank you, Brother Chairman. Of course, our sisters who are here with us, Sister Emlyn, Sister Clarice, Sister Kate, my brother Vijay, of course, Bello, and all of you, my wonderful sisters and brothers who are here this afternoon and this evening. I'm happy, of course, to speak to you once again. But before I say anything more, I just heard something that troubled me. I understand you had a meeting here this evening, and someone asking you to put on your name and a piece of paper. Wait now, all you did that? So why you do it? Let me tell you something. We're not living in any Gestapo society, yeah? This is a free, democratic society. Those people running the country now don't have a clue about governance of anything. They're into their own self and their own head. And they're thinking that all of you are little children because they never mixed with people before. They don't know people. So they're all about themselves. Don't let them make a fool of you. I am not going to condemn the gentleman or whoever was there asking people for a name. Those who ask him to do it are the ones I'm telling you that you have to be careful with. Because you have no right to give your name to anyone in attending any meeting in Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique that you wish to attend. Because the only reason they could want that name is to look at it and victimize people as they were doing before. So why would you give them your name to victimize you or your family? Don't do it. Just say stoops. So I finish with that. Sisters and brothers, let me tell you something. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I won't be long because you have had enough food for thought this evening. But, you know, in life, when things are going good for us, in anything, whether it's business, sports, politics, anything, and someone is doing a good job, we tend to believe that anybody could do the same thing. So we make change, and we think things will run the same way. Friends, and that's what is happening to our country today. Do you realize that every time this NDC gets into office, the country suffers? Tell me, anybody here will tell me no. I don't. I've been around in this politics over 40 years. Anytime they say NDC is in power, the country stagnates. And every time NNP had to come back in and get the country moving again. And after 2-3 terms, people get tired. They want change. They want change. Sisters and brothers, tonight I want to tell you a basic facts about your politics that you have to be careful with, because I'm not always going to be there in the politics. But there's something I want you to remember always about governance and managing a country. I want you to know what made NNP successful in the times that we were in government. Before I go there, I want to give you a joke. You know, we have Mount Morris in my constituency. They have breakfast every Sunday. Eh? You know that? It's every Sunday at the end of the month, they have a breakfast. So for the last 40 years, I've been going to those activities. I don't go there all the time. So last Sunday, at the end of the month, they had one. And your Prime Minister helicoptered into the playing field in Mount Morris. Your Prime Minister helicoptered into the playing field where they're having the breakfast. And everybody was in shock. So listen to this thing. Listen to this, just listen carefully. A brother called me and he said, Doc, how we ain't see you in Mount Morris this Sunday? I said, boy, I'm looking for a helicopter and get one yet, you know. Get one. Because after a man riding a helicopter, I can't drive a car, you will look bad. So that's why I didn't go. Because I didn't have helicopter. The point I'm making is, you see the whole stupidness taking place in this country? This guy who is now in charge of this country, I don't talk about it too much because I don't want anybody to believe I have a problem with the person. I don't have a problem. I have a problem with the behavior and the attitude. People are suffering in the country. People cannot feed their children, but you're riding in a helicopter in a small country as Grenada, Carriacou, Piedmont. And how come supporters of the National Democratic Congress not telling this young man to behave his damn self? Somebody must talk to him. He's making a fool of himself and the country. So I just wanted to make this point. In a way, I gave a little joke. But I give a little joke just to point out something of importance. But let me tell you what made NNP successful, and what any government that gets in the country and want to manage the country and improve the country must always do, and this is what NNP always did. Sisters and brothers, first of all, you must have a unifying attitude as a government. You know, this shopping is about taking names when people come to a meeting. That's not unifying. That is sending a bad message. This victimization, victimizing people because they don't perceive you to be a supporter. That's stupidness. It's childishness. And it's vindictive and doesn't help bringing people together. So NNP, you must, if you're going to move the country forward, you must have as much unity as possible. In other words, a man, a woman didn't vote for your party, but you're now in government, you're in charge of the whole country. So you have to treat them as a citizen, part of the development thrust in the country. Because you need everybody's help to move the country forward. Because everybody can't vote for you. Everybody can't be an NNP. Everybody cannot be an NDC. So you need to put the politics second when you govern in the country and think of the country first and the development that you want to achieve in going forward with your country. So that's very important. So you achieve unity. You must have peace and stability. And unity helps. If you preach unity, you are in fact doing an aspect, in effect, affecting positively the whole question of peace and stability in your country. Because the more stable you are, the more likely people will come into your country and put money and investment and to create jobs and opportunities in your country as a whole. So you must have that. But sisters and brothers, you must do the following things. You have the revenue in the country to build a country comes through customs, right? Inland revenue and corporate taxes and so on, and other taxes that the government impose. That's how it comes. The NNP, when it was in government, always managed the country properly. Right? So what we did, we made sure that we create the atmosphere for a lot of activities, business and otherwise, to take place. So that you'll get more tax revenue because more things are being bought, more people are doing things, and the country will move forward more effectively. Right? So inland revenue will do better. The custom, because people would import more, and you get a lot of revenue through custom duties and so on. This is how we manage a country. But you want to spend, as you earn, you spend. But you don't want to spend much more than you earn, otherwise you get in trouble. You have what you call a deficit. It's like your own house. If you're making a salary of $1,000, this is so simple, you know. But these guys don't have a clue. You're making a salary of $1,000 in your house, but every month you're spending $1,200. So what's going to happen after a time? You must be in trouble. So NNP made sure that we had savings which can be used now to develop the capital stocks in the country, which means to invest in agriculture more. That is the productive sectors, because the productive sectors create more opportunities. The country gains more in terms of the gross national product in the country. So the country is improved by such an action. You can input more into tourism development, so you can attract more persons in the country, more development and other things in the country. So that is savings. That's how we did it, my friends. But you also make sure that you are spending enough. You're paying your salaries of your public workers and other persons. But you have people in the society who don't have permanent jobs, so you have to create opportunities for them. Whether it's the social programs that you create to help people to cope with problems that they're facing. All right? You do this because you care about the society, and in every society, even in the great United States, governments take special programs that can aid the handicapped and other persons in the society who cannot help themselves as some of us can. That's a fact. That's just, if we call ourselves Christians, we can have people in a society that cannot help themselves and we do nothing for them. And therefore, when BJ point out a government that walks in and take $150 a month from a poor lady or poor man, that's a criminal government. And we must call it out. If it's my party that did it, I'm going to call it criminal. It has nothing to do with just party politics. Anyone who does that is creating a crime, in my view. So you do this, sisters and brothers. But what you have, there are a lot of people in our country over the years that don't have permanent jobs, but they're able to work. So they get odd work in construction and different places. But you know what? Still, they're not able to cope with the fundamental needs. Look, a lot of times we had road work. Now so, if NNP was in office, we had over 6,000 people throughout the length and breadth of Grenada, Carriacou, working. You know something? Friends, and I'm coming to this, an important point. Some people used to come to me and say, Doc, them people you have on the road, they ain't working enough, you know, some of them. And wasting government money. So I said to the individual, I said, listen, they got a lot of people in the Grenada, some of them making $9,000 and $10,000 and doing no damn thing. And what you saying about it? If anybody not working, whether they're poor or they're better off, we must talk about this. So I'm not against you from raising the thing about the road worker who's not producing. But why are you singling him or her out and those who are making a lot of big money? And you ain't telling me nothing about it. My friends, so I was making the point. When we give road work and other daily work to people around the country, when we pay them, where the money goes? The money circulate. They go to the shop, they spend the money there. They go into St. George's or Grenville or wherever, and they buy things for the children or the family. They spend every cent. And that's why you see the activities in the country. Whenever you see a country moving around, moving properly and moving positively, it means the poor people are getting work. So when NNP time, now so every shop in Sotes, in St. Patrick's, and a Thursday, Friday evening, Saturday evening, men around the liming, having a little drink, socializing, whether it's St. John's, whether it's Carriacou, whether it's St. George's, Victoria, just name the parish, Great St. Andrews, St. David's. You're seeing activities because it means. But meanwhile, the government is not overspending, you know. We, with all the 6,000 people that used to work during Easter, during August time, Carnival time, the months before Carnival, and Christmas time, 5 and 6 and 7 fortnights of work, not one fortnight with just 2 gangs in a constituency. My friends, when that happened, you see the country moving, people doing things. I know there are farmers. Sometimes things are tough. They may not make enough in the land, but they come in and do their odd little work on the road. And they go home by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and they go in the farm and continue to work. That gives the farmer more income, so he can do more for his family and his friends, sisters and brothers. The fisherman who wants to go and fish, I know some of them, they would come and do a task and make $1. But they go and do their own work later. And what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? So I made the point. I made the point to justify when you give these people work and they have money, they spend it for everything in Grenada. So I made the point that take someone like me and any person that travel a lot. We don't buy a lot of clothes in Grenada. That's a fact. Oh, who want to deny that? Who want to deny that? You know who spend every cent they have in the country? I spend a lot in the country because I hire people. I do all sorts of things and help a lot of people. But I'm making the point, sisters and brothers. The poor persons that earn $1, he spends every cent in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And some people, they forget what I'm saying about poor people, you know. And they say, Kit Mitchell don't buy nothing in Grenada. A lot of nonsense. But you know one thing you know about me? I'll talk the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. And those who are criticizing me, those scams go abroad and they spend every penny abroad. Ask them. So I'm making my point, sisters and brothers. NNP spent a lot of time helping the poor people in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, sisters and brothers. That is the only reason why NNP was able to get 15 seats 3 times throughout the country in several elections, friends. And with all that we are doing, sisters and brothers, we had savings on the recurrent side. The revenue that we made from customs, inland revenue, and other taxes, when you put all the money we're spending on poor people in the country and what we're doing for people, we still had surplus. So when the NDC came into government, they got $500 million, sisters and brothers. So if we were in government, you know, we'd use a lot of that money to help the poor people in the country. My friends, in other words, the savings would go in developing the country, creating jobs, creating capital projects. So I am not talking about the money they get yet, you know, because we never get those monies. They got the $500 million. They say they make about $1 billion from CBI. They got $118 million from CRIF program. My friends, add all that money to the custom revenue, inland revenue, and other taxes. Tell me something. What is going on in this country? Where is this money being spent? Where are these monies being spent? And when you ask the question, a certain gentleman that don't have a clue about Grenada, he never even play a wrong does game in his life. Eh? He never do nothing with people in the community. In other words, the first time a man got the biggest job in our country and nobody hardly knew him. He's going to turn around and say to us that those who are talking about corruption, they should be dead long. What kind of man is that? That's a man as the prime minister of our country. That little boy, that little children thing, that is a little boy. That cannot be a man. Sisters and brothers, let us not joke with this, you know. Let us not make joke with this thing. This is the prime minister of the country talking this stupidness. And they say he was bright. What kind of bright is this? What brightness is this? That's stupidity. That's ignorance. And I will call it out. I would call it out. And talking about corruption, let me tell you something. I hope they know there is no statute of limitation for murder in the country. When you kill, any time they could investigate you. Could be 10 years, 15 years, 4 years, 5 years. That's all I need to say. NNP know about investigation, you know. They had 3 commissions of inquiry against me already, you know. They say they go jail me. All the money, the millions they spent, they couldn't find one thing against Kit Mitchell. You know why? You know, at time they used to call me Stone. Stone hard to crack, sisters and brothers. That's the point. So I'm making the point, sisters and brothers. So you save, you develop your country, and you create an atmosphere for investment. So when you saw things are happening on the NNP in the country, sisters and brothers, because we did what was fundamentally correct, to bring people here and to get investment going in this country. Almost every businessman in this country is fed up right now. That's a fact. Almost every businessman is fed up in this country with the lack of activity and the lack of response. And that is frightening because you need confidence. If you don't have confidence, you won't put your money in anything that you plan to do because confidence is crucial for development, my friends. And that's why I want to make this point. Look at the situation with the Chinese houses. My friend, the houses were meant, we negotiated it, we went to China for the poor people in the country. There was a grant. They didn't ask us to take a loan, you know. It was built with grant money, free money. So it was meant to give people who cannot go to a bank and get a loan. Just because the people made a decision to put a new government in office, these guys come in and they change all the rules. They don't know nothing about their houses, you know. I understand. In fact, some information came from me today that some of the places where the houses are, more than half of them already given away to people, some of them not even living there. Some of them not even living in the country. I understand, my friends. We must realize if that is happening and we provide the proof, the country cannot afford to stand up and let these guys treat us like little children. These houses are meant for the single mothers or family, husband, wife, who have children and they have difficulty coping through no fault of theirs. Right? They would have to pay for electricity connection and basic payments they might have to make. But they're not supposed to go to a bank to get a loan. So that's another disgraceful action of this government. I get the impression, you know, that this government came in as a punishment for poor people throughout the length and breadth of Grenada Cargo Company. I get the impression these people hate poor people. And that is coming from the top, more so than any other place. Because I cannot understand how people could sit down in a government, agree to raise their salary by $6,000 a month. $6,000 a month, tax-free. And at the same time, take $150 from a poor man who's just getting a little $450. That is the kind of thing that we cannot afford to sit down and allow to continue, my friends. And I say that is why I think we have to be careful. That's why I said we have to talk. We must talk about managing a country. So because NNP did those things and create confidence, create a philosophy of investment opportunities, manage the resources of the country while we didn't get those big money they're now getting. Yet we are doing more than what they're doing now because we cannot see where the money is going. We cannot see where that money is going. All I can say is any future NNP government will certainly investigate how this country's millions are being spent. Because we know about investigations. I said we went through a lot. But this time we'll have facts. We're not going any wild goose chase. Because the country money cannot be taken away and given to people who can afford while others suffer and have difficulty coping with their lives, sisters and brothers. And that's why tonight I make the point. Mr. Sallee, you have been a bulwark of support for the NNP over the years. It's you. I could never forget Adrian Spaceman Mitchell. That whole development outside there, that park outside there. Adrian. And his name is Adrian Mitchell. Not the other name, but Bola talk about that one. Adrian Mitchell. You understand? Now, he would always be remembered in River Sallee and St. Patrick's for the development that he helped to develop while he was in the NNP government and doing a lot for Grenada, Carriacou, and P.T. Martinique as the Minister of Sports. So friends, the NNP party is on the move. We have a team of men and women who are dedicated. In other words, since we know every time we get there and we put the philosophy in place and we manage the country, you see how the country move forward. Since you know that, and we always have the team, because it's not about me alone. The leader is just one person. If the leader doesn't have the team backing him up or her up, it can't work. And we had, over the years, some solid men and women. And NNP's transition is taking place. You'd have that continued solid men and women. And those of us with the experience would always be around our party, providing help and support and advice to ensure that our party continue to provide the best policy for development for Grenada, Carriacou, and PD Martinique. So I say to you, there's a lot of talk about when Doc is going. Doc ain't going nowhere. Doc is going to be here. Doc is going to be here. It's not about position and title. Doc is going to be there, providing help and support. Brother Gregory Bowen is going to be there. He ain't going nowhere. Because they have the experience. They have the knowledge. They have gone through the mill. So they know when things will work and things will fail. But what you have in government today is a bunch of little children that don't know A from B. Sisters and brothers. They're whooping, so to speak, the cricketers will say. Because they don't have a clue. None of them, except maybe a couple guys inside there who have the experience. Well, the top man, he don't have a clue. He don't know what's going on in the country. He's just posing, I'm the prime minister, so me alone could sell Grenada. What sort of stupid statement is this? You ever hear me make a statement like that? Is me alone, and when I go, it is me that sell Grenada? You alone? So what we are? And the man just come, he don't know nothing about this country? How many of you knew this man before he became prime minister? You know him? But he's talking down to all of us, sisters and brothers. He's talking down to all of us. But the old people say, one day, Congo Tay. So friends, get ready. They wanted to call snap election, you know. They wanted to call snap election. But some people tell him, boy, you're going to lose, so don't do that yet. But let us not take any chances. Get ready, sisters and brothers. Get ready. We have a tendency, many times, we talking about doing the work and we ain't doing it. Get ready, sisters and brothers. That voters list, they have all kind of funny name on that list. Chang Wang, Tung Tung, and all kind of things. You have to make sure Chang Wang and Tung Tung do not exist, so they cannot vote. But if you don't go through the list, then you would know. Next thing you see, after the election, Chang Wang and Tung Tung jumping up in the street for victory. And all of us in trouble. Do your work. Sisters, the voters list in River Sallee. It's St. Patrick East, St. Patrick West. Treat it as a document of faith. Every name you must know. And if we do it now, no matter when they call, we're ready. No matter when they call, we are ready. Sisters and brothers, so I make this point tonight, and I make this statement here again tonight. If and when I'm giving up the leadership of this party, I will do what I believe I should do. I will recommend someone who I believe is the best person to take this party forward. I feel, sisters and brothers, I have a fundamental responsibility. Some people may not like it, but I said, well, I can't help it. I feel after 40 years of going through the mill, I've seen so many different turns and bumps in this country over the years. I've seen it all. And therefore, I feel I owe my experience and my advice to the NNP and the country. If and when I gave that recommendation and they don't listen, I would have discharged my responsibility. Nobody could blame me afterwards. So remember, sisters and brothers, remember, NNP will rescue this beautiful country of ours. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. That was Dr. Keith. Well, now you know the name better than me. But I know I see small acts here and we go sing together this time. Yeah? We go say, Tanti Mitchell. Oh. Anyway. My friends, we are closing up. I want to give a little few housekeeping notes to you. The River Sallee or St. Patrick's East team, this Saturday they are having a barbecue kind of luncheon out there on the court with music and important people. Dr. Mitchell will be there too. Starting from 12 o'clock, so all are invited. If you didn't know about it, well, I tell you now. There are flyers, there are posters, you come and support. You ain't getting free food and free drink. You have to work with a little money. But you're getting free music, so you could dance, whole evening, yeah? And then, there's another Mitchell I'm looking for. Solomon Mitchell, are you here? You're supposed to do the closing prayer. Please come closer. Let me take this opportunity to thank everyone at the head table for coming out. And thank all of you in the room. And to thank the more than amount of you that in the corridor. I passed outside there a little while ago. The railing leaning. First year people. I don't know, maybe they afraid the camera, they ain't coming inside. So thank you all very much. The train moves. Where do we go on Thursday? Sunday. Oh, Sunday next is St. Mark's at the Samaritan Government. Bonnet Government School. Bonnet Government School next Sunday. And remember, we start a little earlier on a Sunday. Not 6:30, we start at 5. So organize yourselves to be there at 5 next Sunday. Thank you very much. Brother Solomon, would you come now? Close us in prayer. Let's wait for the blessing for God to take us home safely.
Let us all stand, please, to reference the Almighty God. Master and Eternal Father, as we come to the end of this political meeting this night, dear Lord God, we thank you for the privilege that you have given to us. We thank you for fair weather. We thank you for the behavior of the people. We thank you most especially for the head table tonight. Father God, as we are about to go to our various homes, dear Father, I pray, God, that you take the lead, guide and protect every one of us, dear Lord, that should we reach home safe and bless your name, and that we will attend another meeting like that in St. Mark, as the chairman said on Sunday. Go in peace. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Solomon. Thank you very much as we go in peace. Music.
Are you ready? Move it. Yes, we move it. Move it. Yes, we move it. Move it. Yes, we move it. Don't stop. Don't stop. Old people, they say, back long time ago, if something can break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day, this I still maintain. This is why I say, Nazim never again. Everybody know, about 6 years ago, where this country were, we can go back there no more. Not saying we reach, but we on that path. So let's keep moving with NNP. There is no turning back. Let the truth be told, one just can't ignore. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We're on the right path, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Give me the knock now. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Moving. Yes, we moving. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Public servant salary. That was on a hold. For them to get a dime, an asset must be sold. And even when they do, it always coming late. Why don't all you admit all you couldn't operate? Investors' confidence, that was on a low. But who could blame them? All you didn't know head from toe. In almost 5 years, not one capital project. Construction was dead. Now you're talking about jobs like if you forget. Let the truth be told, one just can know.